Hey guys, it's Angie from marriedtotheroad.com, and I was going to do a video real quick before we get ourselves all packed up and headed to Nashville on how we are going about getting the supplies, which a lot of the truckers, and we're not the only ones, have been complaining that it's so hard for us to get supplies. And unlike you guys who are quarantined at home, we still have to work. We work 10, 11-hour days every single day, 5, 6 days a week. And so we need the supplies to do our job. We're out there dealing with the public. We have to go into the FedEx offices, deal with the people at the dispatch, the truckers that are coming in and out. We also have to go into truck stops and rest areas. And so unfortunately, it's hard for us not to deal with the public. So there's some basic supplies that we've had a really hard time getting our hands on. Luckily, we've had some friends that have helped us out. So pretty much the main things that we've had a hard time is cleaning products, anything that disinfects, which if you guys watched my earlier video, I talked about how we had to resort to making Lysol baby wipes and Lysol spray. So we'll be using that on the truck just to get us by until we can buy some at the store. But as most of you guys know who's quarantined at home, trying to buy products at Amazon or Walmart or Target or anything like that, even online, is like almost impossible to do. Luckily, we were almost on our last pair of gloves. We use gloves not only to fuel, because we don't want to touch the gas pump, because we don't know how many other drivers have touched that gas pump, but we also use the gloves like when we go into truck stops and rest areas and into the FedEx offices, so that we're not having to touch any surfaces that somebody else touched. We do immediately throw the gloves away, so we're not doing any cross-contamination, because I know a lot of people have been complaining about, well, don't wear your gloves and then go do this and this and this. But we just use our gloves to go into a truck stop, into a rest area, or into the FedEx offices. As soon as we're done, those get thrown away. They do not get brought back into our truck. So anyway, hand sanitizer was one that we had a really hard time getting our hands on. We keep a pretty good sized bottle on top of the dash of our truck, so it's kind of a visual reminder to us to make sure that we're cleaning and hand sanitizing our hands. And luckily our friend Amy had hooked us up with a pretty large bottle a couple weeks ago, and we still have quite a bit of that left over. Excuse the dogs, they're in the background having fun. Guess what? He's always a troublemaker. It's never Bandit. It's always Gizmo. Gizmo, Gizmo, Gizmo. Anyway, so my sister, Danny, had actually told us that there was a brewery here in St. Louis called Four Hands Brewery that was providing hand sanitizer. So we went and got 2 bottles of this. So I'm going to promote Four Hands Brewery. So it's $10 for this bottle. Essentially, it's just distilled alcohol, which is fine. You can use this on your hands. It's going to sanitize them, keep your hands clean. But the other thing is, it's going to dry your hands out pretty bad. So we probably will not use this until we actually get some aloe to mix with it, because my hands, I don't know if you guys can see this, but they are so dry, and I'm having to lotion the crap out of them right now because we are putting so much alcohol on them already between washing our hands and using hand sanitizer. Though the last thing I want to do is put distilled alcohol straight onto my hands. But we did use this when we were making our Lysol spray and also our Lysol wipes, so it came in handy. We used the other bottle, not this one. But if you have some aloe vera, you can mix this into it, and then it becomes your hand sanitizing solution. It's just like buying alcohol from the store, which, as you guys know, is impossible. You cannot buy alcohol online. You cannot buy it at Walgreens, CVS, Walmart. It's gone. So we were very lucky to get this. So we're good on hand sanitizer. I was able to get some toilet paper this week from Walmart. And then our bosses provided us with some gloves last week. So hopefully that'll last us, for a couple weeks. The hardest problem is that we only get a day and a half off every week. 2 days, this week we had 3 days off, which was great because Larry had a doctor's appointment. But normally we only get a day and a half to 2 days off by the time we do our driving from Nashville to Tennessee and back. That takes 10 hours out of our weekend, every single weekend. So by the time we get home, we have enough time to get a little bit of sleep, get some cooking done for the next week, clean up our house, and get our laundry done, and then we're right back on the road. So it's kind of sucks right now. But as far as getting supplies, the secret that I've been using is Instacart. My local friends know that Larry and I worked for Instacart, even when we were with FedEx. We'd actually come home on the weekends and we would work Instacart, not because we needed the money, but because we would it was fun. It gave us something to do, gave us some exercise, and then we take that extra money and just stick it into our savings account. So Instacart pretty much is a service where people go out and do the shopping for you. So you download an app called Instacart, and then you choose which store that you want to buy your items from. So for us, it was Schnucks. Normally, before the coronavirus, that's how we got our groceries every week. That way I didn't have to go to the grocery store. It's the last thing I wanted to do. I'm tired. I just want to come home and relax. And normally we would just order our groceries on a Sunday morning, and 2 to 3 hours later we'd have our groceries delivered. But because of the coronavirus and everybody turning to online shopping now, for example, this week we needed our groceries on Sunday when we got home, so I had to order our groceries on Thursday. So the trick to that, if you're a truck driver and you are wanting to buy supplies through Instacart, Walmart also has one. However, we have a Walmart subscription too to do the online shopping, but I'll tell you, it's almost impossible to get a spot for a Walmart delivery. I think in the last month we've had one Walmart delivery, and I have tried every week to try to get a slot to get some Walmart delivery, and they just don't have enough shoppers to fulfill the orders. So I would definitely recommend Instacart. Anyway, so what you want to do is, if you need your groceries, like if you're a truck driver, more likely you're getting home on a Saturday or a Sunday. So you would just have to go on Instacart, 3 to 4 days prior to, and place a few items in your cart. And what that does is it essentially reserves your time and your spot that your groceries are going to be delivered. And then you have up until about 2 hours before they start shopping for you to go in and edit, add, remove items from your cart. So essentially what I'll do is I'll think of, okay, what are the top 3 items that I need this week? I'll go in, I'll add that to my cart, and then I've reserved that spot. And then between then and about 2 hours before the shopper starts shopping, I'll go through and I'll make our meal plan for the week. What are we going to eat on the weekends? What are we going to cook when we're home? What do I need to make to take out on the road with us? Because we meal prep. It helps us not have to go into the truck stop as much. If we've got pre-planned meals on the trucks, we're not having to go into the truck stop nearly as enough. And certainly not to the food service areas. So anyway, that's how we're getting our supplies right now, is just using Instacart. It seems to work for us. I did go into Walmart this week. We got home early Sunday morning, so I think I got into Walmart about 8:30 in the morning. I have to say, it was the weirdest experience ever. It was like walking into the Twilight Zone. So you're only allowed to go in one door now. They had the grocery door was the only one that was open. The home, living, and garden area, those doors were locked. They have a person out there with a clipboard and a counter. They count everybody that walks into Walmart now. And they have someone on the other side of the door that counts everybody that leaves Walmart. So they're controlling how many people are getting into Walmart at a time. So you walk in and they have like blue arrows on the floor pointing you on where you need to go throughout the store, because they're trying to keep the flow of traffic all going in one direction so that you're not, coming into close contact with people. But it was weird. Nobody was talking to anybody. They didn't have any of the traditional elevator music playing in the background. Everybody was avoiding each other like the plague. And I, like an idiot, forgot my vinyl gloves before I went shopping. And so I walked in there and I was like feeling very grossed out, because I knew that I was touching boxes and canned goods and produce, and I did not have vinyl gloves that I was wearing. So I was, pretty contaminated at that point. But I was able to get, a few essential items that I was not able to order on my Instacart order. And of course, as soon as I got into the car, I hand sanitized myself pretty darn good. And when I got home, I immediately stripped and hopped in the shower because I felt gross. But anyway, so that's how we're getting our supplies right now. Just pretty much Instacart. That seems to be what's working for us. But like I said, if you use Instacart, make sure you give yourself 3 to 4 days notice. Because the spots fill up quickly. Like, probably by the time I get done with this video, I'm probably going to see if there's any openings for next weekend for when we come home. That's how far ahead I try to plan. So, but anyway, thanks everybody. Be sure to visit our Facebook page, Married to the Road. Also our website, marriedtotheroad.com, for more information. And we did just release our latest podcast today. Larry and I did. We did one together. Just pretty much talking about the changes and differences that we've seen with coronavirus. Also, the changes in how different truck stops are handling it, and some other cool things. So be sure to visit our Facebook page to see the link to our podcast. And we'd love to hear your comments. Just leave them below. Thanks, everybody. Be safe out there and make sure to wash your hands and stay healthy. Thanks, everybody. Bye.